الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله تعالى نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونتوب إليه اللهم زين أخلاقنا بالعلم اللهم أخرجنا من ظلمات الوهم اللهم أخرجنا من ظلمات الوهم اللهم افتح لنا أبواب العلم يا رب العالمين. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Welcome back to a new video, a new topic. Today inshallah we're going to talk about the connection between fasting and patience. In a hadith, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "As-siyamu nisfu sabr." Hadith sahih in the great book of Imam Tirmidhi. The Prophet, peace be upon him, there said, fasting is half of patience. Fasting is half of patience. This hadith highlights the deep connection between fasting and patience, sabr. Scholars, may Allah have mercy on them, like Imam Ibn Rajab explained that patience is essential for the believer's journey, and fasting is one of the greatest practical exercises to develop it. Scholars categorize patience into three main types. Patience in obeying Allah, as-sabru ala ta'a. Fasting is an act of obedience that requires patience, as one must endure hunger, thirst, and abstain from desires for the sake of Allah. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "Whoever fasts Ramadan with faith and seeking the reward of Allah, his past sins will be forgiven." Hadith narrated in Sahih Imam Bukhari. The second type of patience is patience in avoiding sins. As-sabru anil ma'siyah. Fasting teaches a person to restrain from sinful acts such as lying, arguing, and bad speech. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "If one of you is fasting, let him not engage in full speech or argumentation. If someone insults him, let him say, 'I'm fasting, I'm fasting.'" Hadith narrated in Sahih Imam Bukhari. The third type of patience in enduring hardships. As-sabru ala al-bala' أو على الأقدار. Hunger, thirst, and fatigue are physical tests, and fasting strengthens our ability to bear hardships. Ibn Rajab, may Allah have mercy on him, explains that fasting trains the soul to endure hardships without complaint, making it easier to handle life's trials. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands patience in many places and locations in the Quran, linking it to righteousness and success. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, "إِنَّمَا يُوَفَّى الصَّابِرُونَ أَجْرَهُمْ بِغَيْرِ حِسَابٍ." Indeed, the patient will be given the reward without account. Fasting is a form of patience that brings immense rewards, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself declares that the reward for fasting to be without limit. That's in Sahih Bukhari. Ibn Rajab explains that in his book Jami'u al-Ulum wal-Hikam, he said patience is of three types, and fasting combines them all. It is patience in obedience, it is patience in avoiding sins, and it is patience in enduring hardship. This is why fasting is half of patience, and patience is half of faith. Since patience is half of faith and fasting is half of patience, this means fasting is a quarter of faith. Through fasting, a believer learns self-control, purifies the soul, and strengthens their ability to what? To persevere in hardships. The righteous predecessors, as Salaf, may Allah have mercy on them, viewed fasting as means of strengthening their patience and faith. Umar ibn al-Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him, would fast frequently and remind people that it helps in overcoming worldly desires and hardships. Imam Hassan al-Basri as well said that the best form of patience is fasting, because it teaches the soul to endure difficulties while seeking Allah's pleasures. Ibn Rajab narrates that the Salaf would increase their fasting outside Ramadan, especially during hardships, because they knew it strengthened their patience. So the reward of fasting and patience, both patience and fasting come with immense rewards. Fasting is a direct path to Jannah. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, indeed, there is a gate in paradise called Ar-Rayyan, through which only those who fast will enter. Hadith in Sahih Imam Bukhari. Fasting erases sins. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, whoever fasts Ramadan out of faith and seeking reward, his past sins are forgiven. Hadith in Sahih Imam Muslim. Patience leads to Allah's love. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and Allah loves those who are patient. Since fasting is half of patience and patience leads to Allah's love, this means fasting is one of the best ways to attain Allah's love and nearness. So today's practical lessons, we have to focus on spiritual purpose of fasting. Remind yourself that fasting is training for patience and self-discipline. Control speech and anger. When fasting, avoid arguments and negative speech to strengthen patience. Increase voluntary fasting. The Prophet, peace be upon him, recommended fasting Mondays and Thursdays and 6 days of Shawwal to continue developing patience. Seek reward in hardships. If fasting feels difficult, remember the hadith. The greatest reward comes with the greatest trial. Make dua for patience. The Prophet, peace be upon him, would often say, Allahumma ij'alni min al-Sabereen. Oh Allah, make me among the patient. Fasting is a powerful means of building patience in all aspects of life. Imam Rajan explains that fasting trains us in patience, in obedience, sins avoidance, and enduring hardship. The Salaf, may Allah be pleased with them and have mercy on them, used fasting as a tool to strengthen spiritual endurance. Fasting brings immense rewards and is a direct means to earning Allah's love. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to count us among the people of patience, the people who's gonna, inshallah, enter the Jannah through the gate of Al-Sabereen, the gate of Al-Sabr Ar-Rayyan. Ameen, 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 ya Rabbil Alameen. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.